Hello and welcome to the Edexcel new style GCSE. These are the ones that go from grade 9 all the way down to grade 1 GCSE papers. This is paper 1MA1/1F. This is the first paper in the foundation tier and we're picking up at the start of the paper. The first thing you see is a calculator with a cross on it. That means it's a non-calculator paper. We have the time here. It says the time is 1 hour and 30 minutes. The instructions are you must have a ruler graduated in centimetres and millimetres, a protractor, a pair of compasses, a pen, that should be a black pen, a pencil and an eraser. The instructions are use black ink or ballpoint pen. It needs to be a black ballpoint pen because sometimes when you write in blue it doesn't photocopy correctly, and sometimes these things are passed through optical character recognition systems and it doesn't scan properly and then you lose marks. Fill in the boxes at the top of the page with your name, centre number and candidate number. That's very important. If they don't know who you are, they can't award you any marks. Answer all questions. I would take that with a pinch of salt. Sometimes you come across a question and you just have a mental block. When it says answer all questions, what it means is all the questions count towards your final mark. It is perfectly acceptable for you to miss a question out, go and do another question. If you can't do the one question, just ignore it, do the next question. Hoover up all the marks that you find easy first and then go back and look at some of the harder questions if you've got time. Answer the questions in the spaces provided. There may be more space than you need. Calculators may not be used. Diagrams are not accurately drawn unless otherwise indicated. You must show all you're working out. That's also very important. Even if you get a wrong answer, if you have good working out, you can sometimes get marks. And likewise, even if you get the right answer, you can lose marks for not showing your working out. Information. The total mark for this paper is 80. This mark for each question, the marks for each question are shown in brackets. Use this as a guide for how much time to spend on the question. Since you've got 80 marks in total and 1 hour and 30 minutes, that's 90 minutes for 80 marks. That's roughly 1 minute for every mark, with 10 minutes left at the end for checking your work, making sure you filled in all the boxes and so on. There's advice here that says read each question carefully before you start to answer it. Keep an eye on the time. Try to answer every question. Check your answers if you have time at the end. All very good advice. The only other piece of advice I might suggest is before you go into an exam, you might be nervous, you might forget things. For goodness sake, go to the toilet before you go to your exam. Although you can go to the toilet during an exam, it wastes your time. Another thing is a good idea is to have flashcards with formulas that you need to memorise, and you can be memorising them just before you go into the exam. When you go into the exam, hand them over to the invigilator, and that's not cheating, and then that way it's stored in your short-term memory. As soon as the invigilators say you can start, you can scribble those formulas down, and that is perfectly acceptable. It is not cheating. Okay, so the first questions we've got: answer all questions, write your answers in the space provided. You must write down all the stages in your working. Well, in this case there isn't any stages. Write the following numbers in order of size. Start with the smallest number. Okay, well the smallest number is 0.1 and then 0.106, which is only 1/6000th bigger than 0.1, and then 0.16, which is 1/600 bigger, and then 0.61, which is nearly 6 times bigger. Okay, the next question says, write 0.037 as a fraction. Well, if we move the decimal point 1, 2, 3 places to the right, then we're effectively times by 1,000, and then if we write that over 1,000, then that's our fraction. So that's just 37 over 1,000. And lastly, write down the 20th odd number. Well, there's two ways to do that. The first thing, we can write down our odd numbers, so we can write down 1, 3, 5, 7, and so on. But we can note that 2 times 1 is 2, take away 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4, take away 1 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6, take away 1 is 5. 2 times 4 is 8, take away 1 is 7. So this formula, which if you know it is really good to know, 2n minus 1, gives you the nth odd number. So 2 times 20 is 40, take away 1 is 39. And that's the 20th odd number. Okay, I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.